My name is Mrs. Abiodun Veronica. I work here, Martin Nursery and Primary School, number 37 Davis Street, K2. Our school has been, Mate was established 1973, September 3rd. And I think the school has been in existence since then. We are about 46 years now. It's a co-curricular school. We run boarding facilities, and boys and girls. Mate is a Christian school, and we run Nigerian curriculum as well as a bit of British curricula.
Values like
children that would stand up, children that would tell the truth at all times, children that would bring the nation up, a child that is honest, a child that will speak the truth at all times and be bold, a child that will know that we shouldn't steal, so Christian core values that are biblical.
All right. Now, looking at the general impression that against this backdrop, would you say the general impression that private schools, rather than improve the quality of education, has lowered it?
Actually, if you look back 10 years now, the influx of new schools, private schools, has really catapulted. You will see that almost every corner you get to in a street, there is always a school. So if you want to look at that the schools are not really regulated, I would say it has affected the educational sector negatively. But if you really want to look at schools that are regulated, the ones that are really regulated by the system, by the Lagos state, you see that instead of they are not affecting the educational system negatively. Schools like Mate, I can only talk for Mate school. Schools like Mate, you will see children repeating. At least for this session, I have 2 children that repeated. As against every belief that private school would always put children, ahead, Mate would always put the right peg, the right child in the right class. He would not say because you are paying, because it's a school fee-paying school, we will now, put a child that is not supposed to be in a particular class forward. We repeat children if the need arises that we should. But sometimes too, we do give double promotion if it arises that this child is, exceptional. They don't need wasting time. So we do give double promotion, and as well we do repeat if the need arises that a child should step down.
Now look at the educational sector generally in Nigeria. If you have an opportunity to interact with the current Minister of Education, what would you say to him?
First and foremost, I will tell them that infrastructure in both even private and public. If you leave private, the private schools are even still trying. You see that there will be a conducive classroom management, there will be teachers. But if you look at the government schools, government needs to look at infrastructure, qualified teachers in schools. Then government needs to fund. Funding is important. Then for private aspect, what I would tell him is he should do regulations that would favor the private, that would help, intending proprietress to be able to have a conducive environment. Because right now, the regulations that they have is almost killing these schools. The payment, especially funding, what they ask the private school to pay for annual dues, what they ask the private school to pay for one thing or the other, would always want the proprietors will want to increase fees, because what they pay to the government is enormous. Government is supposed to be a partner in progress with private schools. Government is supposed, if they are not funding them, then they shouldn't impose fees that will be too exorbitant for them to pay. So if I could meet anybody in the private.
Then how about payment of teachers' salaries and all of that? You recall that the strikes every now and then, dots our educational curriculum.
Exactly, it's part of the problem. The education in Nigeria is facing. Government paying promptly. Funding is a major issue, and I believe if the government can really look into funding and focusing on education and taking their eyes off the oil, focusing more on education and funding education, providing trained teachers, I think it will go a long way.
How about the curricula? Do you not think there's need to review it?
To the best of my knowledge, they are. Especially the Lagos State government. I'm not talking generally in Nigeria. Lagos State government, they are really doing their job. They are reviewing their curriculum. The only thing recently is that they merged some subjects together. They merged some subjects, and history was removed at one point. Putting back geography. But with the curriculum, personally, I feel they are really trying their best.
Okay.
They just